I just started streaming. I can't just... I should probably at least just do my normal... Ooh, wait. Don't let me be insane. I mean, I'm already using all this run energy. It's kind of too late. Actually, while I'm just here in Varlamore, maybe I should do these quests. Cabbage. All my herbs die, of course. Oh, let me turn my game sound back on. I turned it off. Okay, whatever I was hearing. Well, it's kind of hot. It's my Thai sweet chili and
Oh.
truffle sauce.
What, you dip your fries in there or something?
The tenders.
Oh, your tenders in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. Ooh, open your window?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The heat is a concern. I cannot describe the flavor of this truffle sauce, but it's so good. I just turned around like the bottle was here, and I could read it. No, because like I said that, and I immediately got just a strong wave of like garlic, very garlic, onion, mushroom, of course. But the flavor profile is so similar to something else that is not like a hot sauce, and it's so strange to me. Because my brain goes, this shouldn't be here. Shit, that's bomb. And then the Thai sweet chili, which is gonna taste right at home. Because it's the best. Someone tell me that like sweet chili sauce isn't the best like dipping sauce. They're probably losing their teeth. I'm knocking them out. Oh my god, I didn't unmute the game. I'm just rambling. Okay, well. There is a spice stall. Is somebody stealing spices? No, it's 65. That Ardoon, not Ardoon, Karend, Silverstall, Thieving Grind might be it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to 65 thieving. Or whatever will make this spot actually useful. Huh? Oh. Probably not that yet. This gives me thieving XP. Put it off. This is the one. 3,000 thieving. Oh my god, it's all gonna give me thieving. They really went all out. I have a weird feeling that all of Zaya is themed around skilling. Like, every little bit of Zaya is skilling themed. Like, this is thieving and hunting down here. They put the woodcutting guild and the farming guild for the first time up here. I mean, the towns and the factions were themed around skills, but they missed some, and then they're filling in the gaps down here with what they missed. I want this to be more elves. Like a different faction of elves. It looks so green. It could be elves or it could be jungle, but like all the elves are over here. So what if we put some over here? Just a little, just a sprinkling of elves. Narda's fountain. So even if I ran to Narda that one time, I wouldn't have been able to use the... I could probably just knock out the 2 desert quests that I don't have done. I need to do Hazeal Colt for something. Do they not butter this? That's fine. Just, you can't just give this to me and call it garlic bread. This is like Texas toast at best. And they gave it to me and expected me to butter it myself. I just keep like shaking my head at these because there's so much grinding I want to do. I know, I'm being stubborn. Which is like the worst way to play RuneScape right now. Well, wait a minute. Oh. Okay, I had one thought in my head, and it's the only thought that I keep circling back to. As like, yeah, I want to do that for sure. Was it DIQ? DKR. Going the wrong way. Oh, it says Basque. I thought that said bank. I forgot I could just cart to Keldagrim from here. And then take that to the mining guild. Or not the mining guild, but... Also, one thing that's depressing me right now is I don't have any treasure trails. I have a beginner scroll sitting in my bank. Huh. I don't have fucking coins. I don't have runes. Wait a minute. Wait. Don't sweat it. Trust. God gamer. Oh my god. They don't drop anything. Wait, zombie bone. Oh, that's for Rag and Bone Man too. So fuckers aren't gonna drop me any coins. Oh, these zombies, which is why I ran this way. It's because I'd hoped with the life of me that these zombies didn't drop nothing for some reason. And sure enough. One coin short. I could convince Danica to buy a fucking cabbage off me. Oh, right. What is? Oh, ice cooler. There's only one coin. I should have just bought those. I could buy a bunch of those. Leather gloves for the mysterious old man. Oh, BLR. Blur. Hey, what's that berry ring code? Woohoo! Yeah, I guess I'll go melee. I keep forgetting the Amulet of Glory. So it was BKR for this? DKP. CK. Yeah, I'm gonna go DKP. That just... It just says fish. Oh, hi, Captain. Prob AFK XD? Okay, that was funny. I'm like, who the fuck is Captain Arnav trying to speak to? Prob AFK. Oh my god, my health is already low. What? Oh, fucking bitch. Did they wield it? Oh. Ouch. Ouch. Dude, really? Oh. Okay. I'm getting food. Wait a minute. Is it? So, I'm in this situation again. Grind is a lot of fun. I'm like well tempted to grind to get 79 agility just for this shortcut. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to run it back. Okay, if I go Winter Toad, go to the bank. The cart is there. I take it to Arceus. I need to cook my food. Do I even have the cooking level for tuna? Or swordfish? Ow! 2 of them in a row. Three. Okay, we're making up for it. Never mind. I really should grind more tempo. Gotta be something. I'm so just tired of people talking at me. When I'm not involved and like don't know what to say, so I'm just like, yep. I'll just do one more inventory, and that's mine to take. Oh. Saving Private Ryan is fully free to watch on YouTube. Oh, now the Shaikahan aggroes me. Alright, where's the thing? I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing. Why is it? Medium glue scroll. That's actually what I was looking for.
Gone. No one's heard of it, no one's played it, and today I want to talk about my favorite piece of lost media known as the BioShock phone ports. Now, to set the stage, like a decade ago when I was getting into BioShock, there was this, let's say, urban legend, and it was said that BioShock wasn't just released for the
Are you fucking kidding? It's that
360,
close?
PS3 and PC, but also the flip phone. And yes, it's
Dude, Verve would be
ridiculous.
losing
Some
his
people
shit.
in the community thought it was a joke. Some people swore they had played the thing, but it wasn't until around 2022 that we started getting more information on it. We started seeing screenshots, gameplay, developer interviews. Turns out this urban legend was real, and no one on YouTube gave a shit. Yet to my dismay, when I suddenly remembered this whole thing about a week ago, I jumped on YouTube, searched up
About a
BioShock
week
phone
ago.
ports, and nothing. No one cares. There weren't any
What would us, you know, which we can know?
comparisons or breakdowns of the phone ports, which I was kind of surprised about considering how weird and obscure, yet how well known this whole deal is. So yeah, I am instead doing it myself, and today we are going to be looking at not one, not two, but 3 different BioShock phone ports that I have been able to dig up. Now, in order to get started, we need to jump back into 2008. The previous year, BioShock had released, and 2K was loving its success. So much so that they decided people needed to be able to experience this game on their flip phone. They needed to. And yeah, it's a no-brainer, right? I mean, BioShock is a very deep story with a very philosophical narrative and a heavily detailed world. What part of that doesn't fit into a phone game, huh? But jokes aside, 2K ordered a phone port of the game, and a studio called TriDev was brought in for development. And in an interview done by IGN, TriDev studio manager Vijay Venkatramani, sorry if I butchered that, said that they were given a generous 6 months to make the port. And by the way, when I say port, I don't mean like some watered down version of the game. They wanted this on a Nokia. This, however, led to a lot of friction between TriDev and 2K because TriDev kept having to cut down on features and graphics, while 2K just wanted their quick and easy port. But it's not like they were making TriDev's
I guess I
job
could
any
just,
easier,
like,
as according to Venkatramani, 2K didn't
mine
send
the gold
anything.
here
They didn't
and
receive
then run
credit
it
on how the gameplay worked. They didn't get design
to the
documents,
volcano.
and I'm also assuming they didn't get level designs either, because Venkatramani also mentions that the studio had to buy an Xbox 360 version of the game and play it over and over in order to study the game they were porting. Like, can we just take a second to appreciate how crazy that is? Anyways, it ended up taking about double the time 2K gave them, as well as what I'm assuming was a dark magic ritual, but TriDev eventually put out
the wiki.
BioShock 3D for Brew platforms and BioShock 2D for Java platforms.
BioShock
A little history
2D.
lesson on the BioShock phone ports. Both of these versions released in 2010, with the first half of the campaign, and the second half was planned to come shortly afterward. Unfortunately, though, the second half was cancelled, and BioShock 3D and 2D fell into the void forever. Until now, I've spent a couple of days running around the internet, clicking on links that have a 50-50 chance to give me a virus, and I have finally pulled together a few working versions of these games. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at each game, how it's different from the base one, and just generally what I think about it. So to start, we're going to jump into BioShock 2D, the version of the game made to run on phones that couldn't even run the already squished down BioShock 3D. Now, the game begins the same as the original, except 2D uses pixel art cutscenes. Jack's plane, of course, goes down, and instead of like the OG where we transition to gameplay, we only have to press a button to swim to the lighthouse, enter it, and then enter the bathysphere. Andrew Ryan then does his little speech, but like only through text. We don't actually hear him speak, and we arrive in Rapture. We then dock in the Welcome Center and see an Atlas goon die, but I gotta say, they add a lot of emotion in the 2D version. The splicer then runs away. Atlas is like, "Hey, Buyo, pick up the radio." We're then released, and it just kind of hits you that you're playing BioShock 2D. Like, pixel art graphics don't really age in my opinion, so this game looks crazy good. It looks like some sort of fan-made game. I can't believe this is official. We then continue forwards and grab a wrench, which like the base game leads into our first combat encounter. And let me tell you, Jack can swing in this universe. After this, Jack gets juiced up in another cutscene, and waking up, we now have access to Electro Bolt. And the crazy thing is, despite not having access to any of the code, and this game having completely different controls,
There's a
this
decent
feels
amount of
exactly
quests
like
on
Bioshock.
Varlamore.
It's weird. Like, there's still the zap 'em and whack 'em combo. You can find items around like cigarettes and coffee. I like that the devs understand that Bioshock isn't a game about just med kits and Eve hypos. Sometimes to get your health back, you gotta eat a sandwich out of a trash can. So continuing forward, we pass through the Kashmir restaurant and meet a big daddy who's quite efficient at his job. And after Andrew Ryan catches our scent, we flee to medical, with the biggest change being Ryan doesn't actually show up. Also, by the way, for these ports, I did go in with the mindset that I was a person that had never played Bioshock before and just didn't know the story, because I wanted to see if putting this story as complicated as Bioshock into a 2D game would still make sense. And I gotta say, I don't think it does, man. Coupled with the fact that Ryan shows up once at the start of the game and another time near the end, you're just like, oh, you know about me. Okay, you're a character. Wow, I didn't know that. There's also audio logs in the game, which are a nice little inclusion since they were in the original, but they definitely don't have the same vibe since you have to read every single line, no matter how slow it goes.
That's fun.
Anyways, reaching the medical pavilion, the game truly opens up and we get to see what Bioshock 2D can do. And the truth is, it can pretty much do everything its big brother does. Here we learn how to hack, which, get this, the controls of the mobile version make this thing bearable. Yeah, the most universally slammed element of Bioshock is probably the mobile's best feature.
Are you
But apart
fucking
from that,
kidding?
The rest of the medical pavilion level is
This guy's one of those dumbasses that
even
doesn't
the
like the
Tommy gun
hacking.
is in the right spot. It feels awesome because as someone who has played the original north of 10 times, I can play this watered down version off of memory because every beat is still there in the story. It's insane, man. Now, speaking of progression, if you play this game, you know how it goes. We run around, grab Incinerate to melt this bit of ice, and then we grab Telekinesis so that we can grab this Nitro Splices bomb out of the air and use it to clear these debris. And this unblocks our path to Dr. Steinman, who is a pretty good representation of this game's difficulty level. Yeah, this thing really isn't hard, and it's something that kind of extends over to Bioshock 3D, so I will talk about it more when we cover that. But in the meantime, having the key we need to leave medical, we begin to exit when we come across a dead Big Daddy and a little sister. And this is where we meet Tenenbaum. The funny thing is that she still says, stay away or it's you who will be shot next, but there's no one there because they didn't include the scene where the splicer gets shot. What they did include though is the harvest or save system. And yeah, call me cynical, but I didn't think they were gonna have it in this game. You know, I thought it would take like too many kilobytes or something, but no, you can absolutely decide what happens to a little
Too many kilobytes.
I really like how they did the animation. It looks rough, yeah, but it's also kind of stylized. Also, if you play this game, save the little sisters, man. Not because it's the right thing to do, but because they bass boosted the shit out of the little sisters, like, saying thank you voice line. It is hilarious.
Thank you.
So after this, we keep on track, heading back to the medical lobby, and on the way, we see a Big Daddy, which Atlas tells us to kill. And yeah, out of all the things that didn't translate over super well from the base game, I'd say that the threat of Big Daddies isn't there, because you can beat these guys to death with a wrench. You could not do that in the original. Which does lead me to talk about
Huh?
the weapons, because these things are OP. I haven't really mentioned them yet, but in the game, you get the same amount of guns you get in the first 4 levels of the original. You get the wrench, you get the pistol, you get the Tommy gun, and the grenade launcher. But really, the only strategy in using these guns is which one do I want to use
This is-
most? Because you get
Search the
tons of
chest in
ammo
the
for all
stairs
of them,
by the stairs
and
in
they
the
all do
Varrock Church.
crazy
Kill a
damage.
monk in
And what's even more
Ardun
insane, you might be
Monastery.
thinking, you know, maybe they buff
Huh?
these weapons because there's not power to the people stations in this game, right? Well, you'd be wrong, because later in the game, you can find power to the people machines.
I
and
need to
it just-
cross-check
It
this.
makes it downright unfair to the splicers. It is hilarious. Personally though, I enjoy using the machine gun in this game the most just because Jack has auto aim and it feels really cool to just mow down everyone in the room.
For
One
real.
caveat I will put in there though is that strangely the Tommy
That's
gun
so
looks
weird.
like it was modeled off of an M16 or something instead of, you know, the machine gun from Bioshock, which it like isn't a big deal when you consider that the pistol looks like a metal pipe. But yeah, the artists in this game were doing some weird shit. I actually think the most likely case for this is probably considering how 2K treated them. The pixel artists probably didn't know that Bioshock had special old-timey weapons. So they were just told, make a machine gun. And so they looked up machine gun on Google and then modeled it off that. Anyway, that's my game theory for the episode. Anyways, moving on to Port Neptune, I was actually more impressed with this area than the medical pavilion because they crammed a lot of detail in here. Even the dead smuggler is present. But this level is pretty straightforward. We head to Fontaine Fisheries to talk to Peach, and he says he wants some photos of leadhead splicers, which is where the original and this game part ways. In the original, this is where we go and get the research camera, and we have to go around taking photos of spider splicers. In Bioshock 2D, we simply have to run around killing splicers who already have the printed photos. Oh, I'd say another thing to note here is that Rosies are still a part of the game. Well, I definitely did not go into this thing giving it enough credit. They really keep it authentic. And just like the OG, Rosies are genuinely harder than the bouncers. But you know, it's another my M16 can't handle. And yeah, that's about it. Because of the change, this level is pretty short, but at least you get to walk through the underwater tunnels a lot, which is really cool because like this shit is pretty, man. So getting back to the fisheries with the photos, Peach and his crew try to jump us, except in this game, Peach has like 3 or 4 guys working for him, so it's super easy, and we're able to quickly find our way to the smuggler's den. Now, the next level is quite literally 3 minutes long, and yeah, that's not a huge change from the original, which was like 5 minutes long, but it's pretty clear that by this point, the devs are like, yeah, let's get this thing out the door, guys, come on, let's release this thing, come on. So yeah, Andrew Ryan shows up for the first real time in the game. We pull this lever, and then a bunch of splicers show up, and it does feel like by this point the devs ran out of creative juice or something, because all game they were coming up with cool solutions for fitting a AAA game inside of a phone, but they just apparently couldn't find a way to recreate this scene, which is a little bit bizarre. Then again though, this is like a 17-year-old phone game, so who gives a shit really? Anyways, after gunning down some splicers, Atlas's family gets smithereen, and then we get a new objective to go and kill Ryan. The game then ends as we enter Arcadia, and yeah, that's it. Like I said, the second half of this whole thing got cancelled, so it's more like Bioshock 2D and 1/4. But either way, I think it's a great time. It's got the vibe of the original down. It's got a shocking amount of systems from the original. It's impressive. This is honestly a fantastic phone port. Like, yeah, the story isn't there, but who was downloading a game for their flip phone thinking they were gonna have some life-changing narrative experience, huh? Anyway, this one is a W. Good stuff. Hey guys, quick little slip in here. I hope you're enjoying the video. If you are, please like, subscribe, share the video, comment, all of it. One of them, literally anything helps. It allows me to get exposure and bring more people into the channel. It allows me to get money so that I can keep doing this more often than not, as well as fund epic giveaways like today's
and
one.
DJP.
If you are one of the winners of today's giveaway, I hope you enjoy the game. Bioshock is peak. Back to the video. So Bioshock 3D is probably the port I'm most excited to talk about today. Well, mostly just because with something like Bioshock 2D, it's cool, but it's a completely different visual style. While Bioshock 3D is well, 3D. It's the same visual presentation of the original, but it looks like it's running on a PS1. I should have just said it's BioShock PS1. Who doesn't want to play that? Now, before we get into this, I should mention that for some reason, the emulator I got this to work on doesn't support sound, so there won't be any audio for any of the clips I show off. But guys, please, trust me, I tried, okay? I spent like a week trying to get this to work on like every emulator that runs Brew platforms, and it doesn't work. So yeah, short of buying a Nokia phone, we're not gonna be getting any like 8-bit noises. So yeah, RIP, I guess. Anyway, so the game starts pretty much the same as 2D, but for some reason they use pixel art for this frame and then an in-game screenshot for this one. It's really weird. The game then follows the exact same press this button to enter the lighthouse, except this time it just says, okay, I love this. You see a lighthouse in the middle of the ocean, and you're just like, okay. You see a slightly ajar door leading into darkness. Okay. You see a fucking private submarine. Okay. It's like Jack is just extremely unimpressed with all of this stuff, you know? But heading down to Rapture, sadly we don't get a cool low poly reveal, instead just getting the pixel art again. But docking, the real fun begins. So like the OG, this splicer kills Johnny, and with the bathysphere door opening, we step out into this beautiful retro style looking Rapture. And from this point on, the game is pretty similar, except Rose doesn't jump out at us during this point. We instead skip straight to grabbing a ramp and ascending the staircase to the main welcome center. Here we then meet our first splicer, which yeah, man, Jack does not mess around in the mobile versions of BioShock. In the main version of the game, the splicer will tank more than a few hits from a wrench, but in these ports, bro is an unstoppable force. By the way, fun little rabbit hole here. BioShock Infinite pretty much shows that every and any reality in the BioShock universe is canon.
Oh, I can't.
As long as there's always
I
a man
had a ping of excitement because I was like, oh, I can just warp there with the duelist ring. Nope.
The original game had in it. It's because it's canonically another universe. Yeah, Elizabeth could open a tear and jump out into a visitor center, which looks like this. Also, once you start thinking like this, a lot of the smaller details in the game become a little more significant. Like for instance, in BioShock 2D, Jack is dressed like he was in the cinematic trailer, which, quick side note, I've always wondered this about the trailer, but is it implied that Jack floated down to Rapture from here? Nice lung capacity, dude. Anyways, back to fashion. But then again, in BioShock 3D, Jack is once again wearing something completely different, because as far as I can tell, bro isn't wearing a button-up or a sweater or anything, which is why I'm crowning BioShock 3D's Jack as the canonical most powerful Jack in the multiverse. You want to know why he can kill a guy in like 2 wrench swings? It's because he's jacked as fuck. Who needs guns? Bro already has the whole armory. Yeah, BioShock 3D's Jack is just running around Rapture shirtless like a maniac, and all any splicer that tries to kill him sees is, give me your money. Anyways, as usual, Jack gets juiced, then wakes up and has wicked new electricity powers, and heading into the tunnel, we can find one of the first and probably one of my favorite compromises they have in the game. See, in the original, when you entered this tunnel, the tail of your downed plane would crash into it and you'd have to run away. Now, of course, a scripted cutscene like this would probably turn your Nokia into an explosive, so instead they had the plane already there when you pass by, which is really cool because you can tell they were seriously strapped for in-game resources here. And it's not like a ton of people would notice if the plane didn't show up, but they still decide to include it in some form. And I think that sums up a lot of what makes this game so special. They compromised without completely giving up pretty much
oh my god, alright.
Continuing forwards though, we get to the Kashmir restaurant and kill the baby pistol woman. Funnily enough, BioShock 3D continues the tradition of having weird looking weapons by making the revolver look like a flintlock pistol. And moving forwards, we make our way through the Kashmir, meeting the Big Daddy. This is another point the 3D version excels at, by the way, because I don't know if it's just me, but these animations look really good. And that goes for all the animated cutscenes in this game. Like, I am pretty sure these animations are taken straight from the base game. And man, I cannot fathom the kind of shit they had to pull to convert these things, because these look really smooth. Like, I kept thinking they were gonna cut corners by excluding some part of this animation, but no.
I'll do CKR.
Anyways, heading to medical, Andrew Ryan once again doesn't make it. I guess bro just doesn't give a shit. But you know who does give a shit? The devs when making this level, because it's crazy good. It is the weirdest feeling walking around this level, since it's pretty much one for one. Like, how did you fit this into a flip phone game? In this level, the game properly.
I almost went back to Karamja.
Get access to the Tommy gun, and just like Bioshock 2D, this thing is fucking disgusting. It just deletes enemy health bars. Once again, most canonically powerful Jack. In fact, it's not even really a joke anymore. You can absolutely walk all over the enemies in this game. And one of the reasons you can actually do this is because Jack automatically uses medkits.
Oh my god, why did I go here? I should have just... I should have went to the Quetzal.
Which looks like this. So mixing in the fact that you've got crazy good guns, auto aiming, and an insane health pool at all times, this game is really easy. Like, near the end of the map, when you go to fight your first Big Daddy, you can still beat this guy with a wrench. And by the way, I am not complaining about this decade and a bit old game being too easy. This is more just an observation for comparison. You know, in the original, Jack was playing survival horror, right? But in the phone ports, the enemies are the ones playing survival horror. You do not want to run into Jack. There's other gameplay differences, and I'm not even sure if this was on purpose, but the hacking minigame has become stupidly hard. Like, don't even try hard. The controls on this one are so bad, it's downright unplayable. The hack tool quickly became one of my most purchased items in this game, because
oh my god, the UI.
Quicker and economical to skip these puzzles instead of suffering through them. Anyways, once we finish up killing Steinman, we go to leave the medical center when we run across our first little sister. And once again, a surprisingly smooth animation plays where we're given the choice to harvest or save the little sisters. And yeah, I'm still pretty surprised that this is a feature. It just seems really in-depth for a phone game, you know? Or maybe the games industry has ground down my standards over the years, and now basic features seem impressive to me. Nah, corporations would never exploit it. One thing I love about this system, though, is that unlike the base game, this version doesn't cut the harvest or
I'm scared.
Short, so you just get these comedically long scenes of Jack going like, with his grubby little hands. So that's about all I've got to say about medical. This map is very impressive because it keeps the DNA of the original close by. Most rooms from the original still appear here, and you can't help but be impressed by the devs' commitment to the OG, since they even keep the smallest scripted cutscenes. It's just, damn man, it's impressive. This whole video is just me glazing at this point. So moving on to Port Neptune, I was pretty excited because this level is one of my favorites in the original. There is a stupid amount of stuff to find, secret passages, impactful side story stuff. I love it. And for the most part, Bioshock 3D.
At least they got some swordfish, you know?
In fact, another big W from Bioshock 3D is that they removed...
Wait, I should trade my spade.
I'm just gonna say, I hate Rosies. I think they're a lame Big Daddy type because they're simply not as cool as the Bouncers. Bouncers are so cool and so fun to fight that it makes Rosies boring. And someone tell me I'm not alone in this opinion. I always feel like when I'm playing the original Bioshock,
I'm sure I'll find more.
When I run into a Bouncer. But when I run into a Rosie, I just feel
and
like
I will stop and open every one of them. That's what this is what the grind is now, I guess.
I wanted to meet,
I'm looking for.
I love that video. This bro trying to raise me up.
Downsized to fit on phones, but the layout remains very similar. And like usual, we go to go find some photos of splices, and this is a very similar situation.
I'm trying to find a hole.
Just like, who gives a shit about this game? This is gonna be way too hard to make. And and they just excluded it, which actually might be the reason the weapons are so buffed in this game. Because
like,
you can't
this is
research
such a great
enemies like you
video.
could in the original, which
And I
means
can
that
tell
the
it's
only
literally
way
because
you
this
can
guy
buff yourself
fucking
is by using
loves
power to
Bioshock.
people stations or
Because he is
gatherers'
glazing
garbage.
these
So yeah,
phone
we're looking at
ports.
2 game theories for this episode. Dude, I'm doing some thinking.
But like also the editing is amazing. Like he's not just glazing them to glaze them. I can tell the only reason he's playing these phone port games is because he loves Bioshock so much. He was like I should fucking, you know, make a video about the lost Bioshock ports.
For example, a lot of the places you find photo splices are in areas that were pretty detailed and expansive in the base game, but they've kind of just stripped them all out in this version. I think that my favorite example of optimization would definitely be the fighting McDonald's, because yeah, Bill, I don't know if this place is gonna rustle up any business, man. It's a bit basic. Pressing onwards, we return to Peach and get jumped by his crew, except we don't. Yeah, bro is in here all by himself. It's actually really strange, because I'm starting to realize every time they port Bioshock, Peach has less goons. Like, can someone check the Bioshock remaster? Because I'm not even sure if Peach is going to be there at this point. Anyways, after we torch Peach, we head down to the smugglers area, and this time we actually do get a recreation of the submarine scene, which is really cool. The main differences here is that there's no spider splices this time, and instead just some guys run into the room attacking Atlas. The submarine then explodes in another surprisingly high-quality cutscene, and Atlas then says, "Hey, go kill Ryan, boyo!" And we exit the smuggler's hideout to enter Fort Frolic? Yeah, apparently Tridev didn't think that the Arcadia level was actually significant enough to the story to be left in, so they cut it to kind of save on time and also resources. And speaking of cuts, that's it, by the way. Bioshock 3D ends here. Although, as we know, this was meant to be a two-parter, and just a few days ago, development files for the second part were leaked with near-complete levels in them. And yes, I have tried to get these files to work, but no matter what emulator I use, no matter what early 2000s drivers I download, I cannot get this thing running. Sorry, guys. But if you do want to see what Fort Frolic or Hephaestus was going to look like, I've linked a few videos down in the description, which to my knowledge are the only known pieces of footage surrounding these unreleased levels. But yeah, that's Bioshock 3D, and I'd say out of all of the ports we have,
dude loves Jokers.
I want to talk about today, this one is probably the most impressive. I mean, this was really pushing the boundaries of what phones could do back in the day. Every room you can set foot in is a testament to the skill of the people who worked on this thing. It really is incredible what they did with this thing, especially with the level of detail they managed to get out of it. I know Bioshock like the back of my hand. I have played it many a time I could possibly play it with my eyes closed. So I've seen pretty much everything the game has to offer, and as I was walking around Bioshock 3D, I just kept thinking, when are they going to stop caring? When will they say, that's too hard, or let's just skip putting this in? But apart from instances like there being no rosies in the game and the fighting McDonald's being nothing but a barren room, there are rarely times in this game where you will see defeat. Sure, you'll see compromises, plenty of them, but the devs set out to put Bioshock on a fucking flip phone, and they did it. And that is...
The bug lantern is still lit. I fell in water, didn't I?
Finally, we have Bioshock iOS. In 2014, the last bits of original Bioshock content were coming out, namely the worst DLC in the franchise, Burial at Sea, but 2K decided it was time for another Bioshock phone port. This time for the iPhone 5.
First of all, there's like not enough DLC in Bioshock to even say Burial at Sea is the worst one.
Honestly, the port is too good. It doesn't do anything interesting.
Okay, and it just recommends a video about it. Okay. Wait, why is it gone? I've been watching this whole video.
And strip out obstacles you had to jump over in order to progress.
Okay, dude, what? It was working perfectly fine before.
So apart from that, I've got pretty much nothing to say about this thing. I also don't have a ton to talk about because you can't get this thing anymore. See,
I love that. I love when elements of my stream are broken, and I just don't know.
Updated iOS and completely broke the game. It just didn't work. And even though they said they were going to update it to work on future devices, we never saw it again. And in 2017, 2K said, yeah, we're not going to be supporting this thing anymore. It's like, guys, you weren't supporting it for the last 3 years. Come on. So yeah, on this list of incredibly obscure and hard to get ports It's not the fucking flip phone version I can't get a hold of. It's the newest version for the iPhone. And trust me, like everything in this video, I have tried really hard to get it working. But even though you can get the files for the app, there's just not an emulator that's on the level of the iPhone 5 yet. And the only way you can possibly play this game would be to buy an iPhone 5 that doesn't have iOS 8.4 on it, sideload the app onto it, and then pray.
I should have looked and saw what damage they did.
The preservation of games and all their little ports, but who gives a shit, man? This port just doesn't really do anything special. If you really want the BioShock iOS experience, just boot up the original game, put all of the graphics down to absolute minimum, and then unbind the jump button. You're welcome. In the end, it does kind of break my
They
heart
do
that
melee.
BioShock iOS is legitimately lost media. It's really annoying that I can play any of these ancient flip phone games.
Cannon
but I just have to
semi-safe
turn into a fucking
spot.
Joker-goon when Apple delists an app and go, yeah, you got it, boss. I didn't want to play it anyways. But on the topic of what we can play, I've got to say that BioShock seems to attract serious talent and passion. I mean, just the care and effort put into these things is pretty amazing. And while it doesn't quite get the original's incredible story across, the vibe is certainly there. And I'm positive that these experiences introduced at least a few people to the real deal, which is absolutely good enough for me. And look, I could gush and talk all day about how much care and effort was put into recreating this world, but I honestly think it would be easier for me to just show you. So here's a little collection of comparisons I've put against the OG, the demake, and
Ooh.
Picture this. It's the dead of night, and throughout the air, in silent, the peculiar, intimate comfort of late-night TV echoes throughout your home, and in a funny way, it's serene. You get up to grab a drink, yet as you walk to the kitchen, a blood-curdling, primal scream pierces the silence. Someone needs help. The police didn't investigate, and it's been bothering me. At around 8:30 to 8:45, I arrived home from a quick trip to town to grab a beer. As I got out of my car, I could hear something. I thought for a moment that I had left the TV on and was hearing it from outside. But as I walked to the front of my car and pressed the lock button on my remote, I realized that what I was hearing was screaming. I listened for a second, thinking it was someone screwing around. But then the woman's voice screamed, "No, stop. You're hurting me. You're killing me." And an adult male voice yelling something I couldn't make out.
Okay.
There was a dog barking
In my
at the
mind,
porch.
like, I'm a little
This
baked.
was
I'm like, what if this
house.
person, like, lived near me when I was younger and, like, I was just doing vocals?
Police. You could even hear the screaming in the background. They said they'd send an officer to drive by, but an hour passed and none came. I watched for them on my security cameras. I pulled the footage from the only one that was set to record constantly. The camera on my back door only records when it detects a humanoid shape, so it caught me making the phone call and a little of the screaming in the background. The backyard camera caught it all, but it's unintelligible due to the outdoor AC unit noise. I cleaned up the audio as best I could, but I need advice on how to proceed. I'm attaching a Dropbox link to the video. I also included the original in the second half of the video. If you watch it, the screaming was coming from directly where the camera's pointed, but more than 50 feet away, across a narrow field. There's a small shack that has a couple cars, usually parked on the road, just on the other side of that field. It's bothering me a lot, since I'm 41 years old, and I've never heard anything so disturbing in real life. The following is DOP's video. As you guys may know, early Nexpo was pretty big on, let's just say videos of screams that may have been mountain lions or foxes. Given how easily these can mimic the sound of a real human screaming, it's easy to mistake them for someone in distress. Here though, this case seems very eerily different. The sound is muddled. The OP heard discernible words. This clearly isn't an animal. Over the next few days, this post would gain considerable traction on the investigative subreddit RB.
He showed the whole post and there was a whole thing that said update, update, update. Sheriffs were there and
seem to have no interest in solving this case at all. I talked to them and they wrote down what I said. I showed them the video.
There's another
They
clue
had
scroll.
copies of it. They said
And
they
I still have
would go for a
28.
check. They
I don't want
also
to kill
told me
any of them while I have a
not to
scroll.
trespass or I would be cited. They said they'll handle everything, so I guess I'm just gonna have to watch the
Oh, right, I
newspapers and
got
see
rid
if
of my
anything
spade.
comes up of it. That's all I can do. I've done my due diligence.
Lumbridge, okay.
And I really hope everything's alright. It's frustrating, hopeless, and annoying to hear, but it's clear that there was nothing further the OP could do. They took his statement, they watched his video, and all that was left was to hold out hope that maybe, by the grace of God, something would actually come out of this. And so, back to his routine he goes, into the now uneasy serenity of his home. The TV echoing, the dark consuming. Everything is fine, right? I posted last year about coming home and hearing a female voice screaming for her life. I posted a video with the audio of the scream and got plenty of comments. About 2 months later, the house that it was coming from had sheriff's cars all around it. I found out that an elderly man had committed suicide via gunshot, that his son was the only person home, and that he was the one who reported that his father had shot himself. Fast forward to last week, I was sitting at home watching YouTube when I heard gunshots. I live in the country and that's common, so I didn't think much of it. Turns out it was the sound of that son murdering his mother. He's trying to claim self-defense, but he's being charged with murder. I live next door, and my security cameras caught the audio of the murder. It also captures the vehicle the son made his getaway in. I've had detectives in and out, gathering video footage for the past week. This is a family annihilator. They're now looking at him for murder of his father as well. The case has been reopened,
Ooh.
and if they had recognized that my calls and reports were actually real, 2 lives could have been saved.
Actually real? What, as if he was
The
lying?
saga, as we've seen, took place over the span of months. Yet who knows how long the victim's torment was going on inside. It's frustrating to read because the OP tried. They truly did. Unfortunately, though, the local PD did nothing when it was most pivotal to help. Nothing was done after screams emanated from their home. Nothing was done after the death of the father. It was a total familicide, and who knows what the mother went through in the months before her death. Alone, confined, and imprisoned with her son. As far as it's known, Tim Johnson II, the man responsible for all of this, remains in police custody, facing 15 years to life due to his crimes. While he's since admitted to murdering his own mother, he still maintains that his father had taken his own
Okay,
life.
easily
A claim
buyable.
that, given the
Can't I-
circumstances, is a definite reach to believe. No matter how we look at it, though, no amount of justice can bring back the lives that he brutally stole.
Al
from
Kharid,
people
let me
who
guess.
likely couldn't fight back. It's disgusting,
Yeah.
and it leaves a terrible taste in my mouth because all of this could have been entirely prevented. But it wasn't.
Oh, come on. The Fortis blacksmith doesn't have swords, just long swords.
We'll return after these messages.
Alright guys, before we continue, I'd like to tell you about tonight's video sponsor, Incogni. Alright, so as we know, one of the most important facets It's late at night. You check into your local Super 8 to wind down. Everything is calm and chill. You order a pizza and flip on some late night TV to fill the dead air. Yet as you press through the channels,
Okay. I hate that.
somehow, a station that shouldn't exist stares back at you. Quite literally. It's a man's face buried in static, yet it's eerily still. Who is this, you ask? What in the world is happening?
Okay, if I'm gonna visit a furnace.
11 p.m., September 4th, 2022. Hello, X. While talking
I
with
say
my
the
friends, they
furnace?
sent me a video of their TV, zooming in on a face surrounded by static. They're residing in a Super 8 hotel with channels 1 through 68, yet they found an unnamed channel 73. The top right corner of the video says Plus TV, which appears to be a now defunct Finnish broadcasting service. There's no sound, and the TV manufacturer is Samsung. They found other channels with static and no sound, but no others have the face or Plus TV logo. Neither of us or the 2 people I told this have found anything online regarding this. Alongside this, they include a picture of the TV guide, which goes up to channel 68, and a recording of them flipping through stations before landing on the mysterious channel 73. Going by the guide, this shouldn't exist, which ultimately left everyone wondering, how the hell is this happening? Hi, friend of the OP here. If anyone actually has any idea what this could be, I'm curious to know. I'll be checking again in the morning to see if the channel's still there. It's 12 a.m. right now, and it's the same thing. I have literally no clue what this could be. I've been looking around on Google for stuff, but nothing that looks like this, and I can't think of a reason for this to be here. That video is mad creepy. I'd turn the TV the fuck off and get the fuck out. Now I'm scared of some ring shit. Pluto TV? Maybe someone's online TV thing got fucky with your TV. I don't know. As we can see, Anons were understandably fascinated and freaked out. Theory upon theory chimed in, yet everyone ultimately wanted to hear from this friend themselves. You can't just drop something like this into the online void and dip. We all need answers. This is the friend again, posting from phone right now. It's late as shit, so I know it's just a weird hallucination, but I swear I saw the shadow of a person sitting on the foot of the bed next to me. I obviously need sleep. If I'm dead in the morning, well, then fuck. I'll check the video again in the morning to see if anything's changed, but I'm leaving here tomorrow, so I won't be able to examine further, though maybe that's a good thing. Also, yes, I did check again before sleeping, and it was the same still. As the night carried on, not much more seemed to come from this. Theories about analog channels and placeholder screens began to roll in, with quite a few skeptics in the mix. For all anyone knew, this could have been real, or perhaps yet another LARP that would inevitably lead nowhere. Regardless, the OP went to bed and did their best to put this out of their mind.
I don't have mold. Oops.
The face is still there. I got some more video and photos from different angles, but I can't post the rest until Friends Online, or if I'm back on PC because I don't have the data to right now. I'll have to post more later. More specific info, though probably no real use. The Super 8 we were staying at is in Barrie, Ontario, in room 404. If anyone in the area is wanting to throw money away just to see if the channel's still there, feel free to. I'm leaving now.
There's literally a station on the TV. Go to it. And it's just a toilet. It's a fucking camera pointed at a toilet. And there's no sound. It hasn't moved in, what, 30 minutes?
This story fascinates me because this isn't the only case I know of explaining weird-ass shit popping up on motel room TVs. Just a few years ago, another case went viral after someone found a live feed of what appeared to be the inside of a restroom on a random channel. After reporting it to staff, though, it never showed up again. Police got nowhere. No answer ever came out of this. Now, let's just call a spade here. These two instances are remarkably easy to fake. All you have to do is take a few minutes to edit something together, hook your computer up to the HDMI port on the TV, and play it back as a video. In all honesty, it's very possible that these cases are hoaxes. However, if we assume that they aren't, then that leaves us with a couple possibilities on what could be going on here. Motel room TVs typically run on a closed system. They pull from a TV provider, whether it's Dish Network, DirecTV, what have you, and beam it to all of their room televisions through a central internal wiring system. Given the nature of this, it's possible that the motel's system had registered channels that didn't actually exist or sync with their provider. And in this case, it seems like it may have been previously connected to the Plus TV service. Why it's frozen, and why it specifically sat on an uncanny, indiscernible photograph of a man's face is unfortunately unknown. However, it's possible that someone could have been messing around here. Hey OP, I think I know exactly what this is. So back in the day when analog TVs and shit were more common, There was a nefarious hobby for nerds called TV pirating, which is where you hijack an unused, low-frequency channel from nearby and can broadcast whatever you want on it. I used to do it quite often in Topeka, both on TV and radio. Anyway, it's still common in some places, although harder to not get caught or be shut down automatically in a matter of seconds. So what TV pirates do now is run very low-quality tests with static and a symbol in the center, usually at segment codes 45 and 85 degrees respectively, to broadcast a recog symbol and test if it works while also being an inside joke to other TV pirates who they may know online or in real life. I'll look around to see if I know any TV pirates in Buffalo who would broadcast this. Given this theory, it's entirely plausible that one of the hotel staff or someone in the area had secretly gotten access to the hotel's internal broadcast system, beaming this to every TV the night the Anon discovered it. For instance, there's a system called Hack TV in which you can find examples all over the internet of people testing this on analog sources, and at first glance, these fake broadcasts appear legit. Given the fact that hotel TVs still run through coaxial cables, this is entirely possible, if we're assuming that this isn't one big hoax.
The man, the myth, the legend.
To be honest, I do find it interesting that the
The
Anon was
one-armed
the only person
shopkeeper.
in this big-ass hotel who saw it that night. You would think that calls would have been pouring in, other footage surfacing online, a bigger discussion taking root around this, but there wasn't. All we have is an X thread, an insanely interesting, eerie X thread, but that's it. Regardless if this is still going on or not, cases like this do freak me out. With Max Headroom, 96.7, the HBO incident, even tales like WKCR, there's something inherently creepy about a complete stranger reaching out to you through analog media. Perhaps people overlooked it. Perhaps no one even bothered to tune in past channel 68. Or even, maybe people did call the front desk, and we never knew it. This story, in its entirety, is a complete mystery. And to this day, leaves me curious on not only how exactly it happened, but who this face even is. So, if you recognize this man from anywhere, let me know. Because tonight, an entirely different internet oddity, just mine, be taking root. What's the strangest, most baffling disappearance, murder, or other crime that you know of? Something that makes such little sense that you can't begin to wrap your head around it. January 9th, 2023. The murder of Christopher Morris. Boy found dead in a dishwasher on a military base in Texas. The case itself is obviously disturbing and depressing, but what's extra weird is that there's next to no information about this murder seemingly anywhere online until a couple years ago. Then posts started popping up, all of which had the same weird, bot-like comments from people claiming to know Christopher or be personally involved in the case. These comments are eerily uniform and seem to be written by the same person, if not by actual bots. Examples can be found in the comments section here. Obviously, it's not necessarily unusual for people to come forward on a post about someone they knew, but just read these comments and you'll see what I mean. Some people have gone so far as to suggest that the case is wholly fictional, like the Red Spider murders, which used to appear in true crime discussions until it was revealed that author Colin Wilson had invented the whole story. It's weird that there are, as far as I know, no other corroborating reports that the murder even happened outside of the aforementioned blog posts and weird common threads. Though others have noted that murders on military bases are notoriously shrouded in secrecy and covered up. In September of 2000, in the quiet town of Wichita Falls, Texas, a boy named Chris Morris was found naked, dead, and trapped inside of the Shepherd Air Force Base dishwasher. The culprit, to this day, has never been found. Yet the circumstances surrounding it, as we've seen, have given rise to another mystery entirely. Chris Morris, Christopher Morris dishwasher, Chris Morris death, dishwasher death, Chris Morris dishwasher death. Not a single archival search seems to bring up archives about this case at all. You would think that such an unconventional, disturbing death of a child would send
So
shockwaves
fucking
across the
disturbing to
nation.
think about.
However, much like the OP stated, this is far, far from the case. Nested within an October article of the Shepherd Senator, a local newspaper pertaining to the eponymous Air Force Base in
Oh fuck,
surrounding
I forgot to
town,
bank.
one article seems to be all anyone's been able to find to confirm the veracity of this story. This bizarre, eerie death definitely happened, so why wasn't it brought up elsewhere? Why is this the only piece of information we can find? Where online is Christopher Morris? In the early 2000s, a blogspot page was born, created by a group of activists dedicated to sharing and addressing cases of domestic violence. Their site, the Penile Code Avenger, shared studies and opened the door to a community of victims to have a voice about any past trauma they may have gone through. According to the website's creator of the same name, they claim, "I'm here to expose a fundamental problem that lies buried due to shame, retaliation, pain, and even death. Domestic violence.
Oh, there it is.
And to deal with the aftermath." For over a decade,
I can
there
turn
were
in the
shared
bar crawl
rumors and theories
card.
about the topic. However, strangely, on the 17th of May 2005,
Hang
they
on.
would change it up a bit, posting a thread about an oddly specific type of death. Taken from Newswise, the article dives into child deaths that have happened on military bases, giving data for a much higher than I expected rate of child mortality. There was no further insight given by Penile Code
Okay.
Avenger. No thoughts, nothing. Just an article cast out to the void for whoever's interested to take a look at. Now, that's all completely fine, and nothing about their website or any of this raises any cause for concern. In fact, this blog would never have been mentioned tonight if it weren't for the bizarre, uncanny phenomenon that would follow it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Fucking Evil Bob made me forget the
I
bar
lived
crawl
in
card.
Wichita Falls, Texas for a long time.
I
before
I
returning
remembered to bank the
Oklahoma.
iron. I
Shepherd
forgot
Air
about
Force
the bar
Base
crawl
is in
card
Wichita Falls. A few years ago,
and
a young
turning it
boy,
in.
I can't remember his exact age, 5 to 7 years old, maybe, was found in the dishwasher of his family home, which was inside the base. He had been sexually assaulted, tortured, murdered, then his body ran through a full cycle in the dishwasher.
My God.
Officials speculated that the killer had done that to wash away evidence. After the initial report on the local news, nothing else was ever reported on it. Very hush-hush. I'm not sure why I'm leaving this comment, except that this entry reminded me of that. May God watch over the children. I'm also from Wichita Falls. I think that it was more than a few years ago. I had heard that no one was home, and he was a latchkey kid. When the father came home, he found him because the dishwasher racks had been taken out and placed in the middle of the floor. It was said that he was being harassed by older kids, and that all logs of people in and out of the base were questioned, but nothing ever happened. I seen a webpage put up by his aunt not too long ago, asking for any information. I think about this every week. I really wish this would have been solved. It probably would have been if it happened now, but at the time, they didn't have all that they do now. Okay, so people who knew him are looking for info. Interesting, but not that strange. Christopher was my best friend, and they say his dad did it, but I know him and he loved Christopher, and he wouldn't ever have done such a thing when Christopher died at 11. I was 11 also. He lived down the street from me, and we were inseparable. I'm now 15 years old, and I live in Oklahoma, and there's a website about Chris. And if you know, can you please give it to me? I would appreciate it, and I miss him every day. Hey all, I'm Christopher's cousin. My name is Brittany Schultz. I'm also looking for any and all updated information on the case. If anyone hears anything, contact me on Facebook or email me at brit306@yahoo.com. Christopher's murder has yet to be brought to justice. Thanks for your prayers. I'm Christopher's mother. I miss him each and every day. My name's Kelly and I live the street away from Hello Christopher. I'm Courtney Bolden. I was stationed at Shepherd when this happened to Christopher. We lived 2 blocks short Shepherd Street. I was away that day. His laughter of kids playing was shattered by police sirens. I don't quite know what it is, but there's something about this that unnerves me. On this random blog, hidden away within the vast expanse of the internet, one that primarily centers on domestic violence and sexual assault, we have a random article about child deaths and a flood of bizarre comments, all bringing up Chris and claiming to know him personally.
What the fuck?
Comment after comment after comment all seem to carry the same sentiment. Random, specifically formatted emails. Stories from anons who never showed up again. Names that don't match up. This case seems to have no mention, aside from a handful of obituaries in one single archived newspaper. But here, what is going on here? Given that this phenomenon began in the mid-2000s, it mostly rules out the potential of this being the work of bots. So either this is his family, or someone impersonating them. Upon heading to a few of their profiles, we can see that they created their accounts shortly after the article was posted, going forth to share their comments, and never returning again. When it comes to Shelby, the supposed best friend, though, they link to a site of their very own, one titled RIP to Christopher.blogspot.com. Unfortunately, though, this lead is a dead end. No archives were made. No posts can be found. It's just sitting here, buried within the comments section of this random 2005 article. A big part of me wants to believe that his family is the one doing this.
Oh.
In a way, though, it's more depressing to ponder, because if this were them, then this seems like an act of desperation. A plea to get any eyes on this case when the news media...
So nothing I'm gonna use except swordfish again.
As we know, mentions of Chris, even today, are sparse. So imagine how you'd feel if you were faced with this dilemma in the Wild West days of the internet. I don't know, there's something about the emails, though. They all carry a random name with an underscore in the middle. The name of the sister doesn't match up with her username. All of the details and structure of their writing just seems off. For all we know, this could have been a random person who latched on to this case. This very real case.
Oh, but I don't have,
Yet,
like...
given the nature and limitations of Blogspot, we'll unfortunately never know it. Christopher Morris died before his life could ever get started, and no one ever talked about it. Whispers of his name remain confined to the void of internet archives, seemingly frozen in time. Given the unsolved nature of his death, we can only hope that the evidence, if any were ever kept, are given a second look, as it's highly plausible that his family, to this day, are desperately searching for answers. How did this boy die? Why was this never pursued? And most importantly, who in the world forced Christopher Morris in the dishwasher? Reddit. A hub full of nearly every topic you can think of.
Closing
The
remarks.
internet's
is that sound effect? Is that fletching? It is. I never heard that. Yeah, whoa. One acorn. I might take a shower. Just because I'm tired. And I need to, like, occupy myself. I probably run myself to harpies. Did I compost the banana tree? Whatever. Alright, we talking berry rings. CIQ. Sick. Shit, I should have brought one for here. No. 10 XP? Wait, a successfully grown... Whoa. I need to do more farming runs. I need to, like, quit goofing off about it. Like, I feel like part of me is like, oh, I've been checking my farming allotments for, like, far too long now, and I just don't feel like doing it anymore. And it's like, dude, you can't get lazy about it. You gotta get... That's how you get XP. just as you can see my cursor. I did that on purpose. I mean, like, I made it so you'd see the cursor on purpose, because I want to be able to be like this thing and like circle stuff. Oops, I'm here. Still fire drops. Honestly, I'm all for the shower idea now, especially on the sheer fact that odds are if I even get another clue scroll drop, which getting 2 of them is crazy. With it being 1 in 128. The fuck? But yeah, I'm gonna do that. When I get back, it'll be done.